would say a couple things. First of all, I would say I serve as the executive director for the Inspired Brains Foundation, because what I know is the seat is not mine. I've got the privilege to sit in it, and I want to be a steward of it. Yeah. So I think that's important for me to recognize, because I think every seat we're in, obviously we know 10 minutes after we walk out the door, someone else could be sitting in it. And I want to treat it more like something I'm stewarding versus something that's mine, right? If someone were to say the best way I know how to talk about what we do is, I say we turn if kids into win kids. And what I mean by that is, there's a story where I was connecting with a buddy of mine out in Oregon, and he asked a group of kids, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? There's that question again, right? And you know, at a certain age for a certain group of kids, that becomes a hard question. I was one of those, like, I don't know, right? I want to grow up, I don't know. But for younger kids, like, it's supposed to be an amazing question filled with wonder and possibility. And I think about, you know, my kids, like when they were younger, like, oh, well, Dad, I'm gonna be a Lego designer. Or if we just finished playing flag football, oh, I'm going to play football. Or I'm going to own my own team. I'm like, well, man, you go do it, right? Like, whatever, no boundaries.
Don't forget about that.
But it's filled with wonder, right?
Yeah.
But for this group of kids, they went around, and the last kid answers the question. He says, well, if I grow up. Now think about that. I don't know how you ended the sentence.
Wow.
But that sentence should never begin with the word if. Now, this is a kid who, my understanding is that he wasn't in the terminal wing of a hospital, which is no less devastating or tragic, but maybe a little bit more expected. This is a kid who just grew up in a rough neighborhood, and maybe had seen too many people not make it out, right? So he said, if I grow up, I tell my buddy, hey, please stop. The rest of the sentence doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that just stayed with me. I don't know if it was 2 days later or 2 hours later or whatever it was, but I came back and I said, man, that's what we're doing, is we're turning if kids into win kids, because we know that uncertainty is toxic for kids. And so instead of him saying, if I grow up, it's when I grow up. Instead of having kids who say, hey, if I get a meal tomorrow, it's only when I get a meal. Instead of a kid saying, if I find an adult who cares about me enough to spend time with me, it's no, when I meet with my big brother or my mentor tomorrow, when I get that education, when I get that degree, when I get that opportunity to come work at Inspire. And so we want to take away the uncertainty so that kids can be who they're created to be. And focus on growth and fun and developing their brain and their mind, and not all the stuff that makes life hard.